Man, you got to admit that was close. I almost got it. I really should have both of those things loaded up at the same time, so I just hit one button, but I don't, so I screw it up constantly. I'm Captain Tommy Scoville, and you are on the lifeboat. This is just a special show I wanted to do. It is 5 weeks ago, almost exactly, that I went on to growing up in Scientology the first time. So I just want to do a huge shout out to Aaron, the captain, so to speak, over on Growing Up in Scientology. He's got an awesome channel. Most of you have been there. Most of you are from there. A lot of you are from there, and it's really cool content. Occasionally, I'll get an email from someone that doesn't get it and say, "I just don't see the the parallel," and I can't believe that you can't. Go back and watch the very first video that I ever did on the lifeboat, and it says the very first thing I said when I started was, this channel, it's going to sound like a cliche, but this channel is about living your best life. And the individuals breaking away from that kind of captivity are so similar to the people that are breaking away from an addiction. There's so many similarities. I don't know how people don't see them. I really don't. There are so many similarities between leaving a cult and leaving drug addiction. In fact, drug addiction is a cult. I mean, let's be really honest. It is probably the most vicious of all of them that have ever been created. It is absolutely the work of whatever you believe evil is on the planet. But addiction is one of the most difficult things facing us today. I think the reality is sinking in that we do a lot here that has nothing to do with addiction. And the beauty of all of the people that have been coming over is people are starting to get an idea of what we do, because what we do is damned unique. It really is. Obviously, there's a very big push to help individuals who are struggling with addiction. But it's really not what the show is about. We're not an anti-drug channel. And I think that gets lost in the wash. I don't care about your drug use. I really don't. Get stoned, get drunk, do whatever you do. If it's not interfering with your life, fantastic. If it is an enhancement to your life, if you get together with friends on the weekend, have a few beers and go home, good for you. That's fantastic. And, substitute whatever substance you want in there. If it is just something that you do socially and it does not affect your life, we're not an anti-drug channel. We're a channel for people that want to live their best lives, and a channel for people that don't want to be owned by anything. They don't want to be owned by being overweight. They don't want to be owned by being in a codependent relationship. They don't want to be owned by gambling. They don't want to be owned by pornography. They don't want to be owned by sex addiction. They don't want to be owned. Bottom line, right? So people that don't want to be owned by things should really understand the concept of why somebody that is leaving a cult kind of an organization, why this channel would just be tailor-made for somebody that is restarting their life. I mean, holy hell, look what I did. Sorry, I'm trying to toot my own horn, but look at somebody that just completely said, this is it. I'm starting from scratch. I don't like how this guy turned out. At 46 years old, I came to the realization that the first half of my life I had spent in a pursuit that I no longer wanted to go down that road. I wanted to stop doing what I was doing. And I think that there are so many people right now on this planet that are crying out for help because they want to stop living the life they're living. And I can't thank Aaron enough for exposing the number of people to the lifeboat that he has. Let's be really honest. If you're a longtime crew member of the lifeboat, we were really pushing hard for 4,000. 4,000 does get you the show where I eat the foulest substances on the planet. It is coming up. It's probably going to be in September. Don't exactly know the date, but it is coming. There are plans that have been made, so it's coming. But if you remember, there was a real hard push. We were really kind of hoping to hit 4,000 before the summer. I had been very open with the crew. We always are about everything. The crew named the boat. The crew named me. For all intents and purposes, I wasn't captain anything before I got to the lifeboat. But so that's coming up. That's very cool. But we were pushing hard for 4,000, and I had been very open and honest about the fact that the goal had been 5K. Right? That's where we wanted to be at the end of year 2. And we knew it was a tall order. And every single piece of advice we got from everybody from the very first day that we said we were going to start the lifeboat, I started it alone, but I took a partner on very early on in the game. Mr. Mark Wages, my bobbleheaded partner, absolutely worked tirelessly to help me build the lifeboat and to help the people that first got on it. And Mark has just been a constant Even if you don't see him here, he's always out working to make the lifeboat bigger and stronger. But everybody we talked to said you're not going to get a channel of that style to any size. It's a depressing subject. And what else do they say? You put up way too much content. You can't put up 14 hours of content a week and think a channel is going to grow. And we said, well, we're less concerned about this growing as we are about having a place for people to come and talk to one another when they need support. It was super essential that we did a minimum of 14 hours of content a week. It meant that a lot of these videos were not going to get a lot of views. And we knew this. And there was a lot of stuff that we knew going into it. We also knew that this was never going to grow into some kind of a pursuit that would be full-time. It would be impossible for this to get to that size. It's getting to that size. Because in large part to growing up in Scientology and what my relationship with Ron has done for the lifeboat, it is definitely moving toward this is going to have to be what I do full time. It's going to mean that it's going to require some changes, and you're not going to notice a lot of them here. The changes that are going to be going on are going to be happening in my life and behind the scenes. Anything you notice here will probably be a little bit more effort put into the boat. In all honesty, there's a lot of fruit currently that the boat is producing. A great amount of that is completely on the crew and what you people do for individuals that come to the lifeboat. The hope that you give them, the path. Honestly, so many people here follow the path that you guys lay out in front of them, and so many people are changing their lives. So many people are really becoming different because of what the crew of the lifeboat does here every day. Jana says, "Hi, Tommy. I found your channel through Ron. You both do such good work. I'm restarting my life, and it's scary. You're awesome, Tommy. Thank you. I really, really appreciate the awesome part. And you know what? It's a perfect comment, isn't it? It's just exactly what we're talking about. There are so many people that want to restart their lives, and why not? I don't give a crap if you're 60. Give a crap if you're 70. Right? Draw a line in the sand. Say, I'm not comfortable living the life that I was living. It's not delivering what I wanted it to. Change. People, if you've been on the boat, for those that have been on since the very beginning, I was signed up to go get my master's degree and to go to school and to do this and make this a full-time pursuit. And it just, that door slammed. And I started a watch business that has done very, very well for me. It's getting very hard running both the watch business and the lifeboat. But the growth in the lifeboat has been incredible, and it has been not just Aaron, but the entire SPTV audience, all of you that have come over, Goldie, who's just been, I'm telling you, you people see Goldie doing amazing work on Aaron's channel every day. She's a super wrench, right? She's a fantastic addition to that channel. I mean, as far as moderators go, she really is fantastic at what she does. You don't see all of the work that Goldie does behind the scenes, and I do, because she's shooting me emails about people who need help, and shooting me pieces of advice that may make the boat run a little smoother. And there's just there has been so much support and so much help from the people over at the whole SPTV community. Got a great message this morning from the SPTV Tattooed Warrior. Super huge honor. It was great to see some of the people that are just such fixtures over on SPTV coming over here and checking out the lifeboat. If you could know the excitement that it is sitting in this chair, and I really do what I can to keep the channels separate, what I do here versus what I do there. But this is a big shout out to the powers that I believe in. I have spent long hours in prayer about what we're doing here on the boat, and we have been blessed beyond all measure. If you want to believe that that's coincidence, or that we just happened upon Aaron's channel, that's fine too. Regardless of what you believe, huge shout out to Ron and everything he is doing for the lifeboat. He gets it. He's not putting us on as often as he's doing now solely because it's fun to create content with us. He's putting us on at this point because he believes in the things that we do, and he really has taken a very an active role in what we do. making this bigger. And we're going to be working with AA Ron a lot in the future. There's going to be some exciting stuff that we have the ability to do together. I think that everybody likes it. There's a really good synergy between the two of us, and I will happily give all of the credit on that to Aaron. He is really an amazing content creator and a really, really excellent interviewer. I've been interviewed by a lot of people. I really have, by a lot of people. And since starting this, it's just a joy to do it with Aaron. ZW, thank you so much. And she doesn't just support, but she is saying, please take the time to hit that thumbs up. And you know what, people? It does help. Every single Monday we get the new statistics coming in. For all of you who are brand new to us or whatever, you've come over from AA Ron's channel. Since we started collaborating with Aaron, our channel has probably gotten about 40% larger than it was. It has been a beautiful collaboration for what it has done for the lifeboat. Our very first video together that we did over on Growing Up in Scientology has 120,000 views. So fortunately, it's also benefiting Growing Up in Scientology, which is awesome, right? It's nice when somebody takes a chance on a really, really small channel. That doesn't happen very often. And for Aaron to bring us on when we had, 3,800 subscribers or whatever, was really a class move. And to push us as hard as he has is really, really classy as well. Clearwater Chad, good to see you. Welcome to the Lifeboat. Glad that you're here, man. And thank you so much. This is a great channel, Lifeboat. You know what? It's I appreciate that. It's an honor to have you over here. It really is very, very cool. It's been a lot of fun working with Aaron and with all of the people over there. What was funny too is last night I did a Bible study last night, and they brought up Scientology because they were talking about different approaches and some cults and things. And it was funny because people turned and looked at me like, oh, he's going to say something, right? Tommy knows something about. I really have done a lot of deep diving into Scientology. The channel fascinated me, and I have found myself going deeper and deeper into it. Sharon Miner, good to see you. Glad that you're here. We're glad that you were able to catch a live. I foresee. I just get the breaking away from the cult thing. It really is just so similar, and there are a lot of you that get it. There's a bunch of people who have reached out to me and said I completely see it. Tommy, you're my favorite addition to the SP family. Well, what a nice thing to say, Kelly. That's a cool thing to say. I love that. I really do. That is a cool thing to say. And people, Carousel Delirium is here. It says, attentions. Aaron's channel is how I found you, and it was a universal meeting. And I'll tell you something. I think that there is something to that. I really do. Carousel Delirium has been doing a whole lot of work behind the scenes stuff to help me improve the lifeboat. She is far more adept at all of this. People, I'm not good at this. I'm not being funny, and I'm not being self-deprecating so that you'll like me. I'm not good at this. I can sit in front of the microphone and I can talk. I know the subject matter, right? I feel really well versed in sobriety and with all things that go with living your best life. I had to actually do this stuff. I'm not preaching something out of a textbook. I really did have to completely restart my life from scratch. I was a bank robber and a heroin addict, and all of my best efforts. All of my best efforts had landed me in federal prison again. So I really did this stuff. It's not just a matter of the whole, self-help thing. I really did have to struggle my way through this like everyone else did. It's, but I don't, so I get the subject matter. That's not an issue. But in terms of knowing what I'm doing on the technology end of it, they didn't teach a whole lot of that in prison. When I got my college degree, let us say that the use of computers was not a very large part of my college process. I was in prison. So it is a struggle, and Carousel Delirium has been a huge help. If you've never gone by and checked out, she's got a channel that's up and running now. If you've never gone over there, go over and give her a follow. She certainly does a lot for the boat. It would be great to see the boat support her as well, because she's really Really doing a lot. And, it's been this way with a lot of people that have come over from the SPTV family. There's been a lot of people that have come over and have immediately just started saying, you know what, there's things I can do to help you and make this better, which is great, right? We're early enough in this that, we don't think we have this down by any stretch of the imagination. We're sure that we have a lot of work to do. Mary Jean McCarthy, welcome to the Lifeboat. Good to see you. I'm glad that you're here. So there's a lot that needs to be done, but we do appreciate all of the new family and all of the things that they have been doing. I could spend the next 24 hours talking about just how much Aaron's done to help the Lifeboat. I really could. It's everybody who has a channel that has reached any level of success will say to you, this person did amazing things. If you guys are fans of LA Beast, and I think almost everybody on the internet is a fan of LA Beast. LA Beast is the reason that my brother got to the level of success that he got to. My brother would be the first to tell you that when LA Beast ate the tube of terror and made a very big deal about Johnny Scoville, that really put him on the map. It was 20 or 30,000 people that he got as subscribers. And it just, everybody can tell you that one person. And Aaron came along at a time that was just so amazing for us because nobody understands the algorithm, right? Nobody does. But the people who seem to at least have a handle on it, some very smart computer people that I know from YouTube have pointed out that 5,000 is kind of a big number. When you hit 5,000, things absolutely change with the algorithm. And that's a fact. It really is. So getting with Aaron when we did got us to that 5,000 mark. It also upped our daily views to the point where we're now into a whole new section of the algorithm, so to speak. And the people that we know that we've been consulting with have this has been so much more than a collaboration. Brandon Calloway, congratulations, brother. Brandon's still sober, people. Can we get a 1 up there? This 1 is for you, Brandon. Impressed, my brother. I really am. Squirrel does agree with me every once in a while. Of course, right now she just wants to eat the cord that's going to my ears, which is tough. PTS Tess. Tommy, I found you through AA Run as well, and I think the Lifeboat. Let's see if we can back that up there. And I think the Lifeboat may be just what I need. Thank you also. I love your helpful buddy there. The meows are adorable. They're adorable because you guys see them for 5 or 10 minutes a day. When, like right now, when she's chewing on my thumb, right? She's really cute because you're watching her chew the heck out of my finger. It's not as cute when it's your finger. And it's not as cute when she meows for, 3 hours straight. Squirrel is one of the most vocal pussycats in all of America. You guys see her in her best because when I talk, she likes to go into the basket and fall asleep. I don't eat my headphones. I have the something about my voice just knocks this cat out. So very often when I'm on the Lifeboat, Squirrel will just curl up in the basket, which is lovely. It's not as much fun when she wants to climb all over everything, but truthfully and honestly, she's a pretty fantastic animal. I'm a big proponent of pets for people who are struggling, people who are in sobriety, people who are trying to change up their lives. They really are a fantastic addition. It's so rare that you get unconditional love anywhere in the world, and there's something about the unconditional love that you get from an animal is just amazing. Sam in the van can bark at passerbys, but just less so. John Doe has a dog. Love of his life. Don't let him fool you. He'll from time to time he will comment like I do, because from time to time I want to hold Squirrel underwater, but I do love her. She's the love of my life. Pets are amazing healers, says Sharon Miner. She's absolutely right. Amazing, amazing healers. I just want to people. We're blessed, and the amount of blessed that we've seen in the last 5 weeks. I can't thank Aaron enough. I could do this for 24 hours, but I could not possibly thank him enough. Quiet Girl says, this is too hysterical. My cat is meowing back to Squirrel. I've heard that from other people in the past, that Squirrel has made cameos that have driven other cats all around the world insane. ZW, on a separate note, I was outside with the dog for just 20 minutes this morning and feel like I need 3 showers. It's so hot and nasty here today already. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, ZW. It's a very temperate, about 103 or 104 where I am. Hello, Kathy. Thank you for the email. I really enjoyed it. I had a very, very vocal black cat too. The cat I have now is quieter, but she likes to gently and not so gently chomp me. And yes, my animals have kept me alive many times. I believe that, Tess. Squirrel gets me through some tough times. When things aren't going well, Squirrel is at her best. She really is. Cats do watch TV, Rick Smith. Absolutely no question. Cats watch TV. It depends on what I have on, but there are certain things that if I put on, Squirrel seems fascinated. And for the most part, it doesn't happen. She's not a cat that seems to spend much time looking at television for any reason. But if I watch like World War II, anything black and white, if I watch black and white documentaries about World War II or whatever, she's usually good to get up near the screen and try to attack Nazis and occasionally attack our own guys. But as people run and bombs go off or whatever, she's always there to try to interact with the television set. So it would really be good. Thank you, Veronica. And it's an honor to be a part of the SPTV family. It really is. I love the mission. I think that YouTube at its best, social media at its best, is when we can entertain one another and make friends with one another, and at the same time maybe leave the earth a little bit better than we found it. And most assuredly, what SPTV is doing is amazing. It's entertaining as hell. I enjoy the content, but they have a mission, and I have a lot of respect for the fact that they do. And I have a lot of respect and admiration for all parties involved. The philanthropy that takes place over there is incredible. The fact that if you have not seen the video of Surge, shame on you. Get over there and watch it. It'll make you cry. It made me cry. I mean, through the entire thing. It had tears in Mama Scoville's eyes as well. She was really struggling with the concept that a mother could just walk away, and it just goes to show you how heavy brainwashing is. And it's funny because some of the people that reached out to me and said the same thing, I thought, you know what? I've watched drugs do that to 1 million people. I've watched 1 million people drop off their kids at grandma and grandpa's, or drop off their kids somewhere because they just could, if they had to, a choice had to be made. And deep in addiction, people are going to choose drugs, and they're not going to do it because they don't love their children. They're going to do it because they're so deep in the life. And I think that's what happens with cults. They're so deep in the life. They're such believers. When you're, I hate to use the pun, but when you want help with cleaning your tail, when you get to the point where you have drank the Kool-Aid that much, please tell me you can see her. I hold the end of her tail so she can clean it, because it drives her nuts. She can't get at it. When she tries to clean her tail, it usually sneaks away from her, even if she tries to hold it with her paw. So every once in a while, if you just sort of grab it and let her give it a good cleaning. Now, of course, she'll want to chew on my finger because I was nice enough to help her. And that's how cats work. See that? Give her a little help. She chews on my finger. But the Surge video is something that everybody ought to see. And it really is. It's heavy. I'm going to be honest. It's not. It's hard. It's a difficult video to watch, but it is so beautifully done. And the philanthropy that comes out of SPTV, how they're helping people, man, I love watching it. I love watching it's one thing to talk about stuff. It's another thing to do it. And AA Ron and Leah and all of the people involved in that project. There's just so many people that are involved, but the work they're doing is, it's inspirational. It's gorgeous. It really is. It's absolutely beautiful. And I hope that it continues, and anything that I can do to help them create content, I am all in. She needs a chew toy. She has one. It's named Tommy. She has a chew toy. It's like 220 pounds. It feeds her and cleans up her poop. That is her chew toy. Thunder. Oi. Oi. Sanitarium Radio. STFU Darcy. Church is like a cult too sometimes. Well, it very well can be. The difference between a cult and a religion can be a very thin line. I I kind of draw the line at, I am of the firm belief, and I am a believer, but I am of the firm belief that religion should enrich life. It should enrich family. It should enrich everything. It should never, if what you believe is causing you to separate from anything or anybody, I would be nervous, right? I believe, and we talk about this all of the time on our channel, but the opposite of addiction is connection. We believe that. That is wholeheartedly our belief here on the Lifeboat. And I think that it's the reason that cults do everything they can to cut down on a person's connections, because it's the textbook way of brainwashing, right? Eliminate anybody that can possibly have a different opinion than that which is being brainwashed. Snot face, good to see you. Old Scott says, exactly. Any, quotes, religion that tries to separate you from friends and family is a cult. And I believe that. I really do. I believe that wholeheartedly. Boy, you know what? She is a cat that just does not want to be in a basket today at all. Yeah, there's a fine line. There really is. There's a fine line. But I think that's a great litmus test. I think it is a great litmus test. I am also of the firm belief that, I could attend religious services of the type that I believe for the rest of my life, and have it never cost me $1. Now, do I donate? Yeah, when I can, I do, but I do it because I want to. I'm not forced to buy the next level. Tommy, Mark and Claire Headley did an awesome job on that documentary. Truthfully, it's perfect. Sanitarium Radio says, Jesus is my bro. I feel the exact same way. Phases, Kathy says, Phases, I don't believe all of it, but I'm fascinated by cults. I know a huge amount about most of them. Kathy, I have been fascinated by them for a long time. Hey, I agree with you, Darcy. I really do. I agree with you. They only want to be a part of their family, not your own. Correct. And you know what? I love the idea of creating your own family. I really do. And I've said that here so many times on the boat, because people say, well, you can't pick your family. Sure you can. Sure you can. You can pick brothers. You can pick sisters. You absolutely can pick your family. I've seen people who have been fathered by individuals or mothered by individuals that have nothing to do with their bloodline or anything else. You can absolutely assemble a group of people that will get you through your walk in sobriety, but build a family. We do it here all the time. We don't predict that the world is going to end in the next 15 minutes, and we do everything within our power to not force people to separate or anything else. We want the most connections that you can get in the most places. Let me see. See, I don't see this on the big screen, so I got to look over here. Thank you so much. Full of Hope gifted 5 Lifeboat memberships. Thank you, Full of Hope. So did ZW gifted 1. So there's a lot of new people who came over that just became ensign level here on the Lifeboat. Fantastic. Thank you so much, guys. That's awesome. It really is. I really appreciate you. Found family can be the best kind, says PTS Tess. Yeah, I think that there's a lot of truth to that. I have met people. I have met people on this channel that have become sisters to me, and I've met people on this channel that have become brothers to me that really mean an amazing amount to me. People that if I disappoint them, it's heartbreaking, and if they're proud of me, I love it. And I honestly think about how these people are going to think about things that I do on the channel, and that's kind of what family is supposed to be, right? So, Carol, new member, fantastic. Ensign, looking good in green, looking really good in green. So we're really, as a boat, we couldn't be happier. And hey, James, good to see you. And when I say stuff like that, when I say we all the time, I'm not just talking about me and Heather, or me and Heather and Mark. I'm talking about Phases of the Moon V. I'm talking about Charlie Mullins. I'm talking about Seventh Son. I'm talking about Leisure Beast. I'm talking about all of the people that just have helped build this boat and be here from the word go, and stuck around when there weren't a lot of people watching. And the idea did seem a whole hell of a lot like a pipe dream. No one's going to show up to listen to this stuff, but the original crew that did. And as they came and as they showed up, Miss Dragon showed up, and then just has been here and has been a fixture ever since, and so many people show up, and within a couple of days, you feel like they've been here forever. Quiet Girl's one of those people that it's hard to look back and try to think of a time when she wasn't here, and that's one of the beautiful things about this channel, is that people assimilate very, very quickly into it. And it's a very, very welcoming place. And I can take absolutely no credit for that. AA felt like a church, says Darcy. AA felt like a church. It's what I like about y'all. Well, you know what? We would like to feel like welcoming. One of the problems that, like you say, Jesus is a bro. One of the problems that I have with a lot of organized anything is that they don't do a very good job at it. And I think that there's really something to that. Thank you so much, Carousel Delirium. She's nailed it. If you put question before the question, you have a really good chance of me answering it. Leisure needs prayers. When you see somebody put up a 1 in the chat here, it means that we are praying for or putting positive thoughts, if that's what you do, just keeping them in your thoughts, but it's somebody that needs our thoughts and prayers, and our brother Leisure needs them currently. Seventh Son says, did you hear the one about the whistleblower for the Church of Scientology? No, nobody did. He was swiftly killed, and evidence surrounding his existence was erased from history, censored from the internet by, yes, said church. Sounds about right. You know what? Here's another good rule of thumb. If your church has a rule that anything is fair game to destroy anyone that leaves that church, you're probably in a cult. One of the things that I've been very open about how many religions that I researched in my time. But one of the things that I like about the vast majority of them is that they do preach love. And I think that there's not enough of it in this world. It is an emotion that we were designed to give and receive, and we were designed to give and receive it freely. You don't have to agree with me on that, but I am of the firm belief that here's a really great rule of thumb. If the things that you're doing are moving you closer to love, you're probably doing the right stuff. If the things that you're doing are moving you away from love, I'm going to go out on a limb and say you're screwing up, right? So the people that are hanging out with haters and things like that, anything that's moving you in the opposite direction. Barella, I realize that love might be a concept that is difficult sometimes to wrap your brain around. I'm of the firm belief we got it here in spades, and it's amazing to me watching it every day. And but boy, oh boy, I understand the question marks. The cult I was in never had to put out that much energy. People who left are on the way to hell, and that is that. Well, there you go. That pretty much sums that up. I want you to know from the bottom of my heart that I thank you and Heather Joy for sharing, because I do look forward to watching you, even though I have 17 years. Good for you, James. But this is another brick to my sobriety. Thank you. James, we love having you here, man. And you know what? What a great example and what a great comment. You know what? I got 17 years, but I'm still looking for every single brick that I can put into the wall of my sobriety. Anything that I can do to make that sobriety better. And the beautiful thing, James, is that you being here benefits other people. Just people hearing that you got 17 years and that you're still moving forward and that you're still looking for the next brick, I think is huge. That's something that people need to hear. It makes a lot of sense. We have an entire group now of normies. It started with the original normie, a beautiful woman that came over from Aaron's channel, but she had left a message about how she's not someone that ever struggled with drugs. And that comment has been commented on or emailed to me about so many different times that it's absolutely incredible. And what she said in it is, even though I don't have a drug addiction of any kind, I really enjoy the channel. and what you guys are doing. And I like hanging out anyway. And then she sort of clowned on herself for being a normie, and put up the sort of the air quotes around it. But it's one of those situations where now we have a ton of normies that are coming and checking out the channel, even though they've never had a drug problem. So a big shout out to the normie audience who still want to live their best lives, right? So Normie Christie, thank you for starting a normie movement here on the Lifeboat. We love having individuals here that get it, whether they've been addicted or not. People that want to live their best life, and you know what? Anything that bridges the gaps between, honestly, because it's not an us and a them, but on average, normies do not understand what drug addicts go through because they've never gone through it, and it's the reason there is group therapy, right? There's something very, very there's something that makes us feel better knowing we're not alone. And that's what group therapy is, right? Everybody here knows why we do those really stupid things that can't be explained, right? Why would anybody pick up drugs after they've already gotten sober? It makes no sense. But of course, to everybody here, it makes perfect sense. Anik, be safe. I hope I missed nothing. Yeah, Anik, if you got to go, please be safe. God bless. Anik is another great addition to the boat. We've been very very blessed with all of the people. James, come back, please. Did we lose James? Well, James, please come back. We'd hate to see you gone. Alrighty, people. I am Captain Tommy Scoville. You saw plenty of cat. I wish that she was in the basket, but she is not. I'm not going to keep you all too long. There's going to be some more content going up. Daryl Calhoun, good to see you. Glad that you're here. So to all of the newcomers that have come over, thank you. You've made the boat so much better, and you really have. The boat is growing, and we love the direction that this is going in. We really do. Huge shout out once again to Growing Up in Scientology and AA Ron for breathing a level of life into the boat that we're blessed to have. And we know that, you know what, this kind of stuff doesn't happen often enough, but when it does, it's you usually don't have an opportunity to go back 4 and 5 times for collaborations. And AA Ron is doing everything within his power to make this big. So I read that, Miss V, about Chief Cornstalk. I read that. Thank you. Alrighty, everybody. I'm Tommy Scoville. Hey, AA Ron, Growing Up in Scientology. This is for you and the rest of the SPTV family. We are absolutely proud to call ourselves Suppressive People and to be part of the SPTV family. We really do love Growing Up in Scientology. And thank you for all you've done for the boat. For all of you people here who are new, God bless you. We love having you. All right. We'll see you tonight on the boat. God bless.